The hell with the timer. The hell with my prediction.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't care if it says we weren't going to be starting for another minute.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a rough guideline. We've got some Dota to cast, so we're just going to hop into
Reserve
it.
time.
Did take it a little bit of extra time there to get a little bit of a drink before we hop into game 2, but we are here now. As Boreal put on an impressive performance in that game 1. They will look to hopefully do it again. This time they're going to be on the Radiant side though. And they're also not going to be playing with Demon, as Kikoni has gotten his internet back. So Boreal will be playing with a player that they're a little bit more familiar with.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Now we look at our opening bans here. We've got Gyrocopter and Quap getting banned out by Wheel. Visage and Wisp were the bans for Boreal. Boreal then opened up the picks with the Clockwork. Wheel fired back with Leshrac and Shadowfiend. So it's not going to be another KVH Shadowfiend, as Wheel's going to snatch that up. But surprisingly, they also pick up a Leshrac as well. So is that their 2 big cores immediately to start the draft off? Shadowfiend with their mid laner and then Leshrac safe lane farming.
Dire team back.
Boreal picks up a Storm Spirit, so they're happy with the Storm Spirit versus Shadowfiend matchup in the mid lane. Frankly, I don't care which side anyone's on in terms of, you know, what the advantage is for that lane and who actually comes out ahead. Obviously, you look at how those 2 heroes lane up against each other. You can look at the CS at 5 minutes. You can look at the CS at 10 minutes. That doesn't tell you the whole picture. It's how the pick moves forward coming out of that lane. I think there's no advantage to be gained with having a Shadowfiend or Storm Spirit on your team. I would prefer the Storm Spirit, but I cannot play Storm Spirit to save my life. Shadowfiend,
10 seconds remaining.
I can play him, but certainly quite rusty.
5 seconds remaining.
And I really don't like his new raise animation since they changed it. You can tell just how much I played Shadowfiend, that I still call it the new animation. But yeah, I don't think there's much of a difference there between those 2 heroes, but we will be most likely seeing those 2 heroes square off in the mid lane. Undying will get banned out again, this time by Boreal. Lion gets banned as well. And now Lina gets banned by Wheel. And
10
fourth ban. It's going to be another strong disabling support. It's going to be the Witch Doctor that they're going to go with. So what does that leave for supports? We've got a lot of supports banned here. Both teams pretty much looking for supports. So, I mean, Venge is around. Visage is gone though.
Sand King.
Caudle, we've seen a huge rise in popularity. I can't speak English anymore, guys. Help. We've seen a huge rise in popularity of the Caudle getting picked up. It was Owie 2000, I believe. It was the first one in this most recent patch that they picked up the Caudle and they ran him in the jungle. And he got an incredibly fast Aghanim Scepter. Of course, people have been running Jungle Keeper of the Lights for a long time. But his Aghanim's timing was pretty impressive. But certainly could have been faster if you actually look at how he jungled. He made some mistakes. But then I believe Secret ran Caudle as well a few times. So we're seeing Caudle becoming a lot more of a popular pick. Besides that, what else do we have
10 seconds
that's been getting played as support a lot? Dazzle's one of those big heroes, probably a hero that Wheel is going to be looking for. They've got the Sand King, so oh, never mind. They're going to go with the Treant Protector.
Radiant team
as Dota Tom says, "What did you have to drink again?" No, it was completely non-alcoholic. I swear. But it will be the Treant Protector. That's the defensive pickup that they're going to go with for a support
Dire
hero.
team ban.
But what they actually have created here is a really strong setup for their lanes right now. Shadow Fiend in the mid lane, always going to be good, especially going up against a Storm Spirit. Like I already said, that's pretty much a wash.
10 seconds
Then you've got
remaining.
Leshrac and Sand King, which is, you go way back in Dota 1,
5 seconds remaining.
and that was one of the most feared lanes. You know, people often
Reserve
talk
time.
about the Crystal Maiden Jug lane being incredibly scary in pubs. Leshrac Sand King was above that. It was ridiculous, and it still is pretty ridiculous. Another one is going to be Sven Lina. It's one of those big old school dual lanes that we don't really see too much of anymore. Leshrac Sand King, kind of the one that we're seeing a little bit more frequently. Undying's getting used in a couple as well. Like really powerhouse dual lanes. But maybe we'll see that. We
Radiant
do have a
team
Treant
ban.
Protector, so you can essentially run a 2-1-2, but that aggressive dual lane is even stronger because the Treant Protector has that global presence with the living armor. I spoke about the Dazzle being a great pick because of its
Dire
synergy
team
with the
pick.
Shadow Fiend, keeping the Shadow Fiend alive, also keeping the Leshrac alive when he tries to get in there and really get into the middle of everything, but he doesn't really have a whole bunch of items. The Dazzle would do a great job keeping him alive. But frankly, if you're going to go aggressive as a dual lane and you really want to put some pressure on your opponent, the Treant Protector is going to be the better pick for that stage of the game. Going forward,
10 seconds
I think you're going to prefer the Dazzle. Until you get really late game, then you're probably going to want the Treant Protector.
Remaining.
But then you also have to think of, well, if you can keep your
Reserve
Dazzle
time.
alive in the super late game, then Shallow Grave is going to be much better. So who knows? Who knows? Treant Protector or Dazzle both were very strong picks. Treant Protector means that they're just going to be a little bit more aggressive earlier on, and which should make for some good Dota viewage. We've got Zeus and Crystal Maiden were the pick for Boreal. Probably going to be the two supports there. And now Rubik is going to
Radiant
get picked
team
up by
pick.
Wheel. Oh my goodness. Well, that makes things interesting. The bans were Spirit Breaker and Phantom Lancer. But Rubik has a lot of great stuff to steal from the side of Boreal.
10 seconds remaining.
Huh. Lanes.
5 seconds remaining.
I talked about that aggro dual lane with the Leshrac and the Sand King. It could just be an
Reserve
aggro
time.
tri-lane with the Rubik as well. Is that overkill? Leaving your Treant Protector to go up against a Clockwork? I don't know if I like that. What you could do is you could go aggro with the Leshrac, Sand King, and the Treant Protector and leave the Rubik to solo the Clockwork. I like that better. I like that a lot better. Or you could still go with the 2-1-2. Rubik farming in the lane, Treant Protector support. While I talked about the Crystal Maiden Jug lane, we are going to see Juggernaut get picked up. Interesting. I'm really interested to see how the teams lane this. As well, we're going to start game 2 here of our best of 3 series between Boreal eSports and Wheel
Prepare
Wreck
for
while
battle.
whistling for the losers bracket finals of the Dota 2 Canada Cup. On the Radiant side, we are going to have Boreal eSports playing their Zeus is going to be PQ. Very different hero than he played last game, where he played the Earthshaker, but he did a good job, and he's been doing a good job all tournament long, so look forward to see what he's able to do with the Zeus. KVH is going to be playing the Juggernaut. He was on the Shadow Fiend last game. Pizza Dad is going to be on the Crystal Maiden. Kekoni, who unfortunately didn't play in game 1 because he had some internet issues. And look at that, Jeppin saying, shout out to Demon, thanks for helping us in our time of need. That's pretty awesome. And IX Mike.
30 seconds to battle.
Still trolling in chat. everyone enjoying it. But Kakoni, he will be playing in game 2 here, and he's going to be playing the Storm Spirit. And then we've got Jeppins on the Clockwork. That's going to round it up for the side of Boreal. For the side of Wheel, playing on the Dire side, we've got Derp playing the Treant Protector.
The battle begins.
IX Mike's going to be playing the Sand King in the offlane, completely missing his block. Holy crap, he was pretty close to missing that. It is the offlane, so you can actually catch up and pass the creeps. You do walk faster than them on, I believe, every single hero, at least all your traditional offlaners. But Goody's going to be playing the Rubik, Sleazel's going to be playing the Leshrac, and Relic is going to be playing the Shadow Fiend. But IX Mike did get that full block all the way down. Now he's going to let the range creep go. So great block coming out from him as he's going to be in the offlane on the Sand King going up against Jug, Zeus, and where is he? There he is. Crystal Maiden. Mid lane, it's going to be Shadow Fiend against Storm Spirit. Top, it's going to be Clockwork going up against Leshrac, Treant Protector, and Rubik. And there's going to be our first blood. Goody's going to get it this time around.
First blood.
As we aren't going to see an aggro lane, it is going to be a defensive tri lane. But that does allow them to make sure that they've got the Rubik going up against the Clockwork. As when it comes to early game, Rubik, a terrific support hero to go up against the Clockwork. Absolutely terrific. And that's because Clockwork's going to want to play a lot more aggressive. And he's got his cogs as his escape mechanism. He can always drop those cogs, push back anyone, make sure that they're not able to chase. Rubik, well, he just kind of lifts you and tosses you back over the other side of the cogs so that they can keep hitting you. And you can't flee because you've got to go through your cogs. So the fact that they can't flee doesn't really matter. Or the fact that they can't chase doesn't really matter when you can't flee. That's why we're going to see the Stout Shield getting picked up here rather than going with the Boots of Speed as well, because he knows that chances are he is going to be getting taking some hits there. Actually, I would prefer to get a Ring of Protection as well as the Stout Shield. But who am I to judge?
My blade is swift.
Denied.
But Clockwork, one of my go-to offlaners. So always love a good Clockwork. Advantage so far in the mid lane, going the way of the Storm Spirit, as to be expected. 12 and 6 CS compared to the 7 and 0. Relic, I'd like to have a little bit of a faster start than that, but he's not doing too bad. He's going to get 2 souls here. Or he should. There we go. He's actually going to get 3. Getting all of them. Good job. There on Relic, despite the fact that he's got really low damage early on in the game. Until he gets those souls up, but he got the last hit, so he's good. Pizza Dad has been sitting in the jungle getting a lot of farm. You see him already at level 3 on this Crystal Maiden. That's a really important level for the Crystal Maiden. Obviously 2 is huge because you're going to want to start with the Frostbite. Then once you hit 2, you've got a choice. Do I want to pick up the Arcane Aura or the Crystal Nova? If you're going to be a little bit more passive sitting in the jungle, it actually is, I believe, still more beneficial to pick up the Crystal Nova rather than the Aura. But you always like picking up that Aura to give that extra little bit of mana regen to everyone on your team. And there we go. Just gonna clean up that camp. And now they prepare for the 4-minute rune.
Well, that would be a tribute.
Now Relic's going to find the actual rune. It's going to be a double damage in the top location. And he's going to bottle that up after bottling all his mana back. Or the majority of
Dire's
it.
bottom tower is under attack.
Take a look at levels. Relic, slight level advantage, or XP advantage. And ooh, they're almost getting a freeze off onto Relic here. As he needs to be careful. But he actually, I believe he saw with his observer ward up here.
Dire's
I
bottom
believe
tower
he
is
saw
under
those heroes
attack.
as they started moving in. Because he did like kind of step back and play a little bit more defensive there for a second. I really need to work on being faster on the fog of war to show that for you. I believe he just spotted those heroes, and if he didn't, that was just some
Dire's
sick game
structures
sense.
are fortified.
Bullock has managed to catch up quite a bit actually. 26 and 7 CS for him versus just the 29 and 6 for Kokoni. So just well, actually now 2 CS
Dire's
separating the
bottom
two of
tower
them.
has fallen.
Jeppin's managing level 3.5. He's going to get a little bit more XP here as well. And Derp has had to come down here to the bottom lane. They did lose that tier 1 tower, so he's going to enjoy soaking up a little bit of that XP. As IX Mike's made his way into the jungle, and that means he can start farming up some stacks that have been made for him, but also get closer and closer to not only to level 6, which he may actually not even pick up balls, and he probably won't, but get him closer to his Blink Dagger. Will IX Mike be able to catch Pizza Dad here? Well, I think they should be able to get a kill if he is. They will catch Pizza Dad. PQ gonna zap him. One zap is not going to be anywhere near enough to bring down that little scorpion. And unfortunately, we are going to have a pause. Wah wah. And I am going to take another sip. So give me 1 second here. I'll be right back with you guys. Just like that, we're back, and we see PQ go down there. So he walked up onto the high ground, and Relic laying out a bunch of those raises. And, well, Zeus, a little bit of squishy, especially when he's getting played as support. So he went down real quick.
Incoming.
Goody placing a little bit of an observer ward here to protect his safe lane carry. The Leshrac. I imagine they are going to want to soften up this tower a little bit, but not going to push it just yet. Especially given that they displaced this observer ward.
Rock it on.
PQ actually placing a sentry ward here, making sure that there's no dire vision. Could be looking for the tree, I guess. Because I'm not really sure that Dire would really want to be warding there right now. So it must be to try and spot out the tree. Either way, Derp's playing incredibly safe. As I unfortunately missed a kill on the top lane. Sleazel and Goody managed to pick off Jeppins one more time. And Wheel starting off just kind of like how Boreal started off.
Radiant's top
With
tower
a
is under
4-kill
attack.
lead. And IX might getting closer and closer to that Blink Dagger. And that's going to be huge timing for them. That's going to make them even stronger. But now Relic has come down here.
I think not.
Going to try to find a kill of his
Dire's
own.
middle
But
tower is under
KVH
attack.
and PQ are aware of what's up. Kokoni hasted will find a kill here on the Goody.
This outrage will not
As Boreal gets on the board. And then he runs right by Pizza Dad, who will place an observer ward in the Dire side jungle, so giving him a little bit of more information on where those heroes are moving throughout the jungle. As I'm actually going to switch on over to our vision, you can see just how much of the Dire jungle
Dire's
Radiant
bottom
has
tower
vision of.
is under attack.
And that's quite significant with spotting where everyone's moving around. Looks like we've got our two of our cores on
Radiant's
the
middle tower
Radiant
is
side
under
catching up
attack.
quite a bit. Storm Spirit now falling behind the Shadow Fiend, but that's to be expected. The Shadow Fiend's just going to farm so ridiculously fast. There's very few heroes that are going to be able to keep up with Shadow Fiend at this point in the game. Of course, any mage is going to be able to farm faster than Shadow Fiend, but not at the 9-minute mark. So you kind of expect Shadow Fiend to really take off here, and he kind of snowballs, but not snowballs in the sense that you're constantly getting kills and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I guess you are constantly getting kills, but they're creep kills. And you snowball off those because
Dire's
he's just
middle
such a
tower is
mid-game
under
powerhouse
attack.
hero that that's when his farm just absolutely takes off. And that's where he can really start snowballing out of control. You start adding on some tower gold and you just stay alive, you don't die, then you're going to put yourself in a great position on Shadow Fiend. Quickly cycle through. I almost got level 6 here on the Jeppins. Getting real close, but not quite there yet. He is sitting on 850 gold. 850 gold as well for Pizza Dat. He's elected to max the Crystal Nova as his first skill. Kikoni sitting on 1700 gold. Now KVH has picked up an invis. He's going to make his way to the mid lane as he's going to sit invis. Well, he was going to sit invis, but as he walks up, he just pops the smoke. And I don't know. Obviously, he knows what's up. He must have had vision from the catapult that could see up on the high ground. I guess Storm maybe could have given him vision as well. But either way, after the smoke was popped, he knew that the Sand King was there. Now Jeppin's sitting up there on the Ancients. He will look for a hook shot. Hoping that Relic will put himself in a little bit of a vulnerable situation, but Clock kind of creates those situations. But now Relic moving all the way down to the bottom lane. Jeppin's in trouble, but never mind. It's going to be Sleazel that's going to go down as Boreal looks to turn it around, but I was going to say we'll fire right back, but then PQ comes in and Nita starts cleaning up. He gets a double as he lays down the Thunder God's Wrath, almost finds himself a triple as Rubik was getting very, very close to going down there, but did just barely survive. As we switch over to the net worth and we see our number one is going to be the Shadow Fiend as he just finished his mechanism, as it's going to be flying in on the courier right now as he's sitting at 6,200 net worth 12 minutes into the game. Then we've got our Leshrac at 5,300 who's picked up a Bracer but also a Staff of Wizardry, probably a Yule Scepter, as that allows him to easily set up into stun combos and gives him some good mana regen. And frankly, what else is it going to build into? It could be a 4-staff. But now they'll look to bring down this tier 1 tower, and that's just
Radiant
a level 1
structures
Diabolic
are
Edict.
fortified.
So it doesn't deal the most damage,
Radiant's
but certainly
top tower
enough to
is
bring
under
down a
attack.
tier 1 tower and forces out a glyph. But
Radiant's
we do
top
have
tower has
TPs
fallen.
coming in from Kikoni and KVH. Pizza Dad and PQ also walked on up here. But it's going to be Relic that's going to find the first kill. Then Derp finds a kill. So Boreal rotating a bunch of heroes up here, but not finding the kills. They will get one on to Relic. But it will cost them every single hero on their side. As a wheel.
Radiant's top tower is
Well,
under
they were
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
They were quite far behind last game, and now it's the complete opposite. Wheel is quite far ahead, as Boreal struggling now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's that medallion coming out from the Treant Protector. And now we're going to have the Yule Scepter finished by Sleazel on the Leshrac. Arcane's on the Zeus. Mask of Madness. Looks like a Yasha is going to be the next item for Jug. Storm's picked up a point booster to go with his Soul Ring, sitting on 900. Pizza Dad's got his Tranquils. And Jeppin's really struggling on this clockwork. He's 0-4-3 right now. Yikes, that's not what you want. On top of that, his items are really hurting. He has elected to go with a 1-1-4 build.
Radiant's
And that
bottom
allows him
tower
to kind
is
of
under
farm and get a
attack.
little bit more gold. And to some extent XP than you typically would without going that
Do
build.
it with flair.
But it really hurts your kill potential. Now Kokoni will jump on in, get the pull off onto Relic. Thunder God's Wrath comes out from PQ as well. Yes, it dealt some damage to Relic, but it's also going to spot out any of the other nearby heroes from Wheel. They spot out that it's just Derp, which allows them to not only get that kill onto Relic, but then keep going and get the kill onto Derp as well. So it's going to be a double going the way of Boreal.
The unseen?
As they try to find their way back in this game. As with that, they're
Dire's top tower
still
is under
behind
attack.
quite a large amount, but it's only 6-12. Bring up our gold graph, see where we stand here. About 4,000 gold in favor of Wheel. XP. 3,000 in favor of Wheel. So it is a much closer game than we saw last time around.
Double damage.
I'm over here.
No new items on the Radiant side, so let's move on to the Dire. We didn't cover them. But Derp, we saw him pick up his medallion, so nothing new there. We know that Mike's got his Blink Dagger, and he's had it for quite some time. He's sitting on another 700 gold. As Thunder God's Wrath's going to go out once again. Another one of those scouting Thunder God's Wraths. The mech on the Shadow Fiend. He's got an Ogre Club sitting in a stash right now. Sitting on 1,100 gold. So expect probably a BKB to come out as his next item. Going very defensive with his item pickups. As he really sensing that, well, he just needs to stay alive in these fights.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ice Mike will find a stun
Radiant's middle tower
onto Pizza
has
Dad, and
fallen.
that's gonna, not allow him to get a kill with Goody. Instead, Pizza Dad starts channeling the freezing field, and that's gonna get him a double. And then on top of that, Kokoni's gonna go down. So unfortunately, they do lose those Storm Spirit. But it's a double kill for the Crystal Maiden. What looked like it was going to be a for sure kill for Wheel turns out to be a double kill for Boreal.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Hook
attack.
shot from Jeppins. We'll find its target. It'll be on Sleazel. The problem is that Derp and Relic are both there. So now,
Incoming.
Jeppins will have to back away. Now KVH is pushing in the bottom lane, but Relic TP's on into the tier 2, and that pushes
Dire's
the Juggernaut
top tower
away.
is under attack.
Rubik actually sitting on a 4-staff right now, as well as a set of urn, or an urn.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Sleazel has picked up a Yule Scepter. He's gone Treads, Yule Scepter, a Vitality booster, probably a casual Vitality booster, but we'll see. KVH has finished the Yasha on the Juggernaut. Midas on the Zeus. Soul Booster was finished by Storm.
Ha!
But really not that much to report right now. Everyone's just kind of farming. No big ticket items. Blade mail finished by clock. BKB finished by Relic. That could be a quite significant item pickup right now for Wheel, as that's going to allow them to really start playing aggressive and potentially even knock down one of these tier 2s and maybe, just maybe, even break high ground and bring down a tier 3.
Dire's middle tower
Relic's
is
still our
under
number
attack.
one net worth on the Shadow Fiend, sitting at 10.3k. He will just spend a bunch of gold, and that actually brings it down. But now we're going to have a smoke come out from the Heroes of Wheel. It's going to be a 5-man smoke.
Dire's
These are going to move
top
right
tower
down
is
into
under
Boreal's
attack.
jungle and try and find a kill. Never mind, they're just going to go right into Roche Pit. Well, they were kind of standing outside or standing just at the edge, thinking maybe we want to do this. What is the kind of response coming out from Boreal? Well, apparently they liked what they saw because they went for Roche, and looks like they're going to be able to take it without Boreal really putting up too much of a contest. Rocket Flare will fly in, but
Roshan has
Roche
fallen
just
to
went
the
down,
dire.
so Sleazel will get the Aegis. And I believe that should be our second Roche of the game. We didn't have a level 1 Roche, so still no cheese. Next Roche will be cheese.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
It looks like we will lose our first tier 1 in the top line. Never mind, we are going to have an engage here. IX Mike going to go down. PQ getting the kill there. We do have the Storm Spirit tossed up in the air, but he will get stunned right as he was about to ball lightning away. Great play there coming up from Wheel.
Dire's top tower is under
Is
attack.
now Boreal forced to
And it's off.
really back away, but successfully defended. Tier 1 tower for Wheel. And now, because that tower wasn't quite brought down, they got it to low HP, but not enough to bring it down. The living armor coming up from the Treant Protector will heal right back up. And it's like it never even took the damage. These the mid and the bottom tier 2 tower
Radiant's top tower
still
is
need a
under
little bit of
attack.
healing up as well, but expect him to get to that.
Do it with flair.
Tier 2 tower
Radiant's top
for
tower
Boreal
has
in the top
fallen.
lane could have used a lot of living armor. Time is well, it's got sitting at 0 HP now. The building has exploded. It's imploded.
Dire's middle tower
Either
is
way,
under
it's down.
attack.
There is no dishonor in regeneration.
I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna have to excuse me one more time. I really need a sip of water here. My mouth is really dry today. I'm not sure why. I'll try to not miss anything here with the camera, though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
My gratitude.
And it's off.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, we're back. We're gonna have a ball lightning from downtown, but it's a TP ball lightning. Now Goody's gonna ball lightning in with one of his own as he's stolen that on Rubik. We are gonna have a little bit of an engage there, but nothing's really gonna happen. The one thing that did happen is that tier 2 did go down, so Wheel was able to bring that down. And then back away without it really costing them anything, so that's a huge win for Wheel. But I guess it's also somewhat of a win for Boreal. Boreal not in a situation that they really wanted to fight there. They want to punish Wheel if they overextend, make any kind of mistake. But in terms of a heads-up fight, I think it's pretty obvious to both teams here that Wheel's going to be in the better position going into one of those fights. Well, let's take a look at our gold graph and see. Well, Wheel's in the lead, 4,000 gold.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I know the game's close, but that's probably going to feel like a little bit more in game right now than 4,000 gold. As Wheel,
I'll take that as tribute.
it's 4,000 gold, but it comes with a lot more map control. XP's actually 1,000 in favor of Wheel.
Where's the party?
But I'd say Wheel in quite a good spot right now in the game, and they're definitely dictating the pace of the game. They're setting the tone. They're doing whatever they want, really, and Boreal's just kind of reacting to it, which can be good and bad. Wheel is able to play the game exactly how they want. So obviously that's got to be an advantage. Boreal, though, they're remaining kind of open and flexible. So that means they're constantly putting themselves in a position to counter what Wheel could potentially be doing. The problem is when you're constantly countering, you're not really doing what's necessary to get ahead. You need to make good on one of those counters to bring yourself kind of back in the game or catch up because you've been less efficient on the map. Both teams just kind of farming up here. It looks like a BKB is going to be coming out from our storm soon. Jeppins, point booster. After the blade mail. Aghanim's is going to be his upgrade. KBH has finished his Manta. Pizza Dad looking fabulous with that Glimmer Cape. And PQ has managed to pick up a soul booster thanks to that Midas he got pretty early on into this game. Sleazel, after finishing the Yule Scepter, went with the Bloodstone. Now he's going to march all the way down here into the bottom lane. Will they be able to find a kill on the Krakoni? Never mind, he's going to be able to ball lightning way away, so not even putting himself anywhere remotely close to being in the same area as that Storm Spirit. Goody after his 4 staff. Looks like his next item is going to be an Aghanim's. Relic picked up an ultimate orb. Probably another Scotty. We've seen a lot of Scotties recently. IX Mike has picked up a 4 staff, but sitting on 1,100 gold on top of that.
Dire's middle tower is under
Now
attack.
Derp sitting on 700 gold. Still just his medallion and mana boots.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now those heroes will leave bottom lane as there was threatening action in the mid lane, but both heroes on the side of Boreal will be able to escape and get away before they really commit to any kind of fight there, especially when they're as outnumbered as they were.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sleazel kind of leading the way there for his team, and now he'll go right up to this tier 2 tower, and it goes down so fast. IX might come stunning in from above, but misses his target. PQ breathes a sigh of relief as the Sand King goes flying right past him. Now Wheels is kind of sitting around waiting here. Now with the smoke from them, looks like Boreal will just kind of back away. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to find a kill here. IX Mike does know that PQ's there. He can see from the high ground here, as he could see that camp, but obviously they've got an observer ward as well.
Illusion.
And now, will they look to engage here? IX Mike and Sleazel both smoked up, both very, very close to that bottom lane, but it looks like PQ will just back away. This has bought a little bit of space for Krakoni to push that top tier 1, but now feeling a little bit of the pressure. We can see on the minimap that no one was even remotely close. We did have Goody up in the top lane, but certainly a support Rubik isn't that scary for him at this stage in the game, but you never know. And well, he's trusting in that sixth sense, that sixth Dota sense. Unfortunately,
top tower
Goody
is
didn't
under
have his
attack.
up and running there, as KVH was able to bring him down with an Omni Slash. So getting maybe a little bit out of position there. Derp has elected to pick up a gem this early into the game, under 23 or 29 minutes into the game. And that's going to give them a lot in terms of being able to bring down all this vision on the Radiant side. And they'll find an Observer Ward with it. So already starting to pay itself off.
Homing in.
As these top creeps are really becoming a nuisance for Boreal. As it seems like they almost always have to devote a hero up there to kind of stop the push. And that isn't because there's some kind of Rax advantage. It's just because the amount of push and the amount of control on the lane that Wheel's been able to I guess to put out. Now IX Mike will stun in on PQ, and then he sandstorms. It looked like he was starting to channel the epicenter, but nope. Still just sitting in Burrow Strike, and either way PQ is there with the zap. Flare flies in, does find the easy camp, but doesn't land on any heroes, but certainly flew over 2, maybe even 3. So most of the heroes on Wheel are at least believed to be in the Radiant jungle right now. Now they spot IX Mike.
I'll take that as tribute.
Will this be it? Will they try to break high ground
Dire's
here?
middle tower is under attack.
This is a very, very sensitive moment in the game.
Radiant's
I certainly
bottom
think
tower
Wheel has
is
the
under
advantage.
attack.
I know certainly when you look at map control and how they're moving around the map versus how Boreal is, advantage is heavily in favor of Wheel. But one lost fight here could very easily swing that completely the other direction.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But if they were to get in a fight, and unfortunately if they lost, then one of the most important things was whether or not they were able to get out of there with that gem. That gem means a lot for map control right now. Relic has finished with Scotty. We see another Thunder God's Wrath coming out from Boreal. Scouting, but not finding anyone out of position or in a vulnerable spot for them to act on. But at least now they know where Wheel is. Roche going down so quickly here. This will be our second Roche of the
Dire's
game.
middle tower is under
And I
attack.
expect the Aegis to go on
Roshan has
Sneasel
fallen
once
to the
again.
Dire.
And indeed that will be who picks it up. So Leshrac looking to really get involved in those fights. Run right into the middle of everyone. Get the Pulse Nova going. Get the Diabolic Edict going. Question is, will that be enough for them to break high ground here? Sleazel just kind of walking on up. And everyone else is kind of standing behind him, attacking that tier 3, trying to bring it down. We'll see if they're going to be able to do so. Hookshot comes in from Japans. Nice cogs placement to push Sleazel back towards his team. But an even better Force Staff pushing him diagonally away from the cogs, but also still down towards his team and away from the heroes on the side of Boreal. Relic losing about half his HP there. They did get a good amount of damage in on the tier 3, but still going to need a little bit more before they're able to bring it down. This living armor from the tree doing a lot of work keeping these heroes back alive. As both teams just kind of waiting here. I'm waiting for something to happen, but nothing's happening here. Sleazel taking a little bit of free damage. There we go. Jeppin's going to go in one more time. This time the Cog's going to trap Sleazel in, but Goodies is able to lift him and toss him on the other side. That's something I talked about way back in the laning phase of this game. We see it still happening in the team fights. A little bit of a different series of events. I actually preferred the Cogs the first time we had that engage. That wasn't really engaged. It was engaged, and then it was a complete disengage from both teams. But he was able to get on the other side and use the Cogs to push the hero back. Here we are. Jeppins is going to buy back as we see an engaged start. Relic, will he go down? He will. Derp's going to go down as well, as that's going to be a double for KVH. Will they be able to find a third? Sleazel is going to be their focus target. Jeppin's incredibly low, but he will go down. Somehow, we still haven't lost our third hero from Wheel. There we go. Goody's going to go down. This one going to Pizza Dad, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to find a fourth or a fifth kill, as IX Mike and Sleazel able to get out of there, just out of range of anyone from Boreal, and they just give up. Storm Spirit didn't have mana to keep jumping after them. And as a result, they wouldn't really have any way to bring those heroes down. But a good defense there for Boreal. How much damage did the tier 3 take? Well, it's sitting down at 404. Still has quite a bit of HP, but obviously not where you want it to be. Certainly a long way away from full.
Zap.
We'll actually quickly cycle through our items here. See what we got as new things are constantly getting picked up. PQ making a lot of item progression with this Midas. Gives you a lot of gold on a hero like Zeus, or to some extent like an AA, or even support Lesh. Though I don't really like a Midas on a support mesh. Mesh. What am I even saying? But it will be an Octarine core for the Zeus. Going to reduce his cooldown, so allow him to spam even more on a very, very spammy hero to begin with. KVH has finished BKB, a Manta, and the Mask of Madness. He's also picked up a Belt of Strength. Huh. Could just be an S and Y, but guess there's other things it could be as well. Kikoni sitting on 10 charges on his Bloodstone. BKB's down at 9 seconds, but he's also got an Orchid as well, and a double damage bottled up. That could be big. We got well, 1,400 gold away from an Aghanim Scepter for the Crystal Maiden. A little bit of surprising pickup coming out from her. And then we've got the Clockwork about 1,100 away from finishing his Aghanim Scepter. Moving on to Wheel, we've still just have the Medallion and Arcanes for the Treant Protector. Another Scouting Thunder God's Wrath comes cracking out there. And Wheel
Double damage.
they were pretty far up in the mid lane, or at least IX Mike was. But as a result of that Thunder God's Wrath, they will back away, play a little bit safer. IX Mike has picked up a BKB, still sitting at 10 seconds, but that's going to be quite a powerful item for the Sand King. He's already a very difficult hero to bring down to begin with. But this is going to allow him to take a lot less damage in a team fight, but also maybe be able to contribute a little bit more, as unfortunately you kind of just have to stay in Sandstorm quite often because of how squishy that little
Dire's
Sand
top
King could
tower
be.
is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Relic is so damn tanky, almost 2600 HP.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
I was just about to say, is this going to be another push from Wheel? Doesn't look like it. They're going to TP out. They want to go mid to defend their tier.
Here I am.
Bottom lane, will Boreal be able to find a kill? Relic's just going to TP out. Actually cancels.
Told you a storm was coming.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, they're going to get a wraparound here onto PQ. There's really no way that a support Zeus is going to be able to escape this. He's going to go down.
Down in my pride.
I don't even think a core Zeus would have been able to escape that. As for a Rubik. Got his
Dire's
4
middle
staff,
tower is under attack.
Ghost Scepter, Point Booster. He's got a bit of everything that you kind of want.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But obviously that Aghanim Scepter is
Dire's
going to be a
middle
huge
tower is
upgrade
under
for him.
attack.
And he would really appreciate
Dire's middle tower
getting to
has
that a
fallen.
little bit faster. But you got to be patient sometimes. Sleazel, what's his BKB at? Still 9 seconds. He's got Yules. He's sitting on 11 charged Bloodstone. Well, that's some big items getting picked up there. As we get the Aghanim Scepter on the Clockwork, but more importantly, we've got a gem on him. But now we've also got a gem getting picked up by our Dire side. As it is on the Courier right now, but it was picked up by the Treant Protector. And now the Courier is going to go back and pick up a whole bunch of support items. A smoke and... oh, actually just 2 sets of wards. Look at the drawing on the map. Boreal wants to march down mid and then move towards Roche with the smoke. Whereas the drawing coming out from Wheel, they want to go around Roche Pit and then come in from behind Boreal. Of course, neither team knows where they are. Thunder God's Wrath will lead the way as well as a stun from IX Mike as he disengages there. But we do lose KVH immediately, so the Juggernaut already dead for Boreal. Clockwork Cogs gets stolen by Rubik as they lose their Clockwork. And with that, Wheel just going to march down mid, get some damage on the tier 3, maybe even bring it down, force out some buybacks. There is no buyback available onto the Clockwork, just on the Juggernaut. So they'll look to force that out. They will find a stun onto PQ. PQ is so close to being home free. But he does get stunned right as he breaches that high ground.
Structures are fortified.
He will buy back into the game immediately, as he's going to look to try and defend here. Pizza Dad will as well. KVH will buy back, only having about 10 seconds or so left on his buyback, but it was a key timing that they needed, and they're trying to exploit it. Kikoni getting CC'd, is low on HP, low on mana. IX Mike comes on in with the Epicenter, does get the Burrow Strike off, which will kill off the Storm Spirit. But look at this buyback, followed up by the Ball Lightning from the Fountain. It's going to get him a double, practically should have been a triple. Almost getting another kill onto Goody, but he was able to Ball Lightning away. But from what I saw, I think he dropped to pretty low HP. Now he's just kind of hiding in the jungle there. But Boreal doesn't give a shit. They're just moving straight into the Roche Pit. And now we've got double buybacks coming out from
Dire's
Wheels.
top
IX
tower
Mike
is under attack.
and Relic are going to buy back into the game. And
Here I am.
well, IX Mike not waiting for his teammates as always. He's just going to BKB and stun on in.
Dire's top
Yule
tower
Scepter going
is
to
under
toss the
attack.
Storm Spirit up in the air. He's going to land right into a Leshrac stun.
Zip.
Storm continues to
Dire's top
constantly
tower
jump
is
around
under
these fights.
attack.
Now we've got PQ and IX Mike going at it. Hookshot comes in from Jeppins, but they're not able to bring down a target yet. Instead, it's going to be PQ and Jeppins that are both going to lose their life for the side of Boreal. As these fights kind of non-committal, I guess,
Dire's
with
bottom
with
tower
these
is under
engagements
attack.
and kind of disengages and then somewhat re-engages and all that stuff. But what it has made for is a pretty exciting game. Certainly a very unpredictable one.
Roshan has fallen to the
Roche
giant.
goes down. Aegis
Dire's
goes to
bottom
Relic.
tower is under
Cheese
attack.
goes to Goody. Gold grab. 3,000 gold. It's been kind of up and down recently. Huge gold swings there.
Dire's top
XP,
tower is under attack.
Just over 2,000 gold in favor of Wheel.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
See a little bit of tower trading coming out here from Boreal, but Wheel, they want none of it. They're just going to go and try and break this high ground one more time.
Radiant's
Observer
middle
ward getting
tower is
placed.
under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
As I can't
Dire's
see exactly whose
structures are
observer ward that is.
fortified.
I think it was a Dire observer ward.
Dire's top tower
Yeah, it's
is
going to go
under
down
attack.
there. It must have been a Radiant one that Wheel just attacked, because they do have the gem on
Radiant's
Derp
middle
Derp, and that would make
barracks has
sense.
fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Well, tier 3's down, set of Rax is down as well, and now they're going to TP back to defend. Will they be able to keep their Rax alive? Melee Rax getting kind of low, but not low enough for anyone else to finish it off, as KVH is going to go down as our first casualty there. Once again, guys, a quick mute here. As we got an engage there, as we're going to lose Relic. As my camera was still on there, but we're good. We're getting back into it. Jeppins. Oh, he went to hookshot away, but he got tossed up in the air by Sleazel. Good play there to make sure that the hookshot wasn't going to be able to bring him back to safety. As Jeppins goes down, we also lost KVH as well. And now Wheel will look to break the high ground in the bottom,
Radiant's bottom tower
as
is
they're going to
under
bring
attack.
down this tier 3, as it was already very, very
Radiant's
low on
bottom
HP.
tower has fallen.
Set of Rax is going to go down as well. No way that Boreal is going to be able to stop this
Radiant's
push.
bottom
No
barracks
buyback
are under
available on
attack.
either of the two dead heroes.
Radiant's bottom barracks
And the second
has
set of
fallen.
Rax goes down. This is
Radiant's
looking
bottom
very,
barracks
very
has
much like
fallen.
Wheel is going to take our game 2 here, forcing us to a game 3 in our best of 3.
Where's the party?
Loser finishes third. That's it. They're done. Winner will move on to the grand finals, where they'll play the North American Rejects in a best of 5. Not tomorrow, but on Thursday, starting at 6:30 p.m., or at least that's the tentative date and time, but I imagine that's when we will be playing. Smoke coming out from Boreal. 4 of them going to be smoked up here. It's actually 5. Excuse me, I can't count. I'm sorry.
Boom! There
I
it
can
goes.
only count to 4. Anything beyond
Whoa, what I
Disruptor Glimpse, I struggle with.
Looking for me?
Kikoni sit on 12 blood
Over here now.
He's picked up a Void Stone. Sheepstick's going to be his next item, but it's going to take a while to get there.
I'm
He
over here.
is
Oh,
getting close. But he's going to want to be playing around that surplus gold. Unless he chooses to just buy the whole thing out here. He can afford it. Nope. Yep, he is. His buyback was still on cooldown for about a minute and a half, and I'm not sure if I like that purchase. I feel like, are we going to have a fight in the next minute? I don't think we are, so I would have preferred saving buyback there. Sheepstick is a huge power item. Is it going to win you the fight, or is buyback going to be more important? I think buyback is going to be more important, especially because there's the threat of a potential push coming out from Wheel.
Hey, some over here!
And frankly, if they don't push in the next 2 minutes, then, well, what did you need the sheep with to begin with?
Let the fun
Now Wheel
begin.
will 5-man smoke up as they move into the Radiant jungle. Will they
Over here
find
now.
anything? Doesn't look like it.
I'll
We take a
take
look
that
at the
as
mini
tribute.
map. Closest heroes are either in the base of Boreal, or they were up by their ancients, or even further. KVH almost all the way up in the top lane. Thunder God's Wrath comes out. They know where everyone is. Thunder God's Wrath, although it doesn't hit, it does show, does give you vision in those areas, so you should know where the heroes are. And now Wheel will just back away. So we're sitting 50 minutes into this game. This game much closer than our previous one, but Wheel definitely in the driver's seat. Definitely in the driver's seat, as they really look like they're in a position to win this one. Because yeah, they've pulled out to quite a big lead. 12,000 gold in their favor, 7,500 XP.
Rock it on.
Look at this positioning from Pizza Dad. He's getting his farm on the Crystal Maiden. Why not, right?
Incoming.
Well, still neither team really looking to really push or commit to anything, so we're just kind of sitting around here farming. Someone's got to make a move. Please. Abyssal Blade gets completed by the Jug. That's a pretty important pickup. Ooh. Ike's Mike almost finding the Storm Spirit there. In fact, he did look like he did stun through the TP circle, but of course Storm can start channeling TP while he's still Ball Lightning, so he's not really where the circle is.
I'm over here.
TP to mid lane from Relic. Does this mean they're going to group and push? Hopefully. Doesn't look like it. I want to remind you that Wheel has destroyed 2 sets of racks here. They've got mid racks, they got bottom racks. Top racks is still standing. In fact, the tier 3 is still standing. Haven't even lost any of the money huts surrounding the ancients. Actually, the throne. Wow, is Wheel really just going to wait around here for another Roche? Looks like it.
Rock it on.
The smoke from Boreals. They have no map control right now, so they just basically have to push out like this. To say, well, are they doing Roche? I don't know. Let's go check. You do have Rocket Flare, but it doesn't really paint the whole
Boom,
picture.
there it goes.
God, the tree invis is so good.
Radiant's
A
middle
rocket
tower
flare would
is
have
under
spotted
attack.
out so many heroes, but no, they're invis.
A tithe to the impurities.
Sleazel sitting and chilling in Roche's pit, but he will get spotted out by that flare and realizing, yeah, this probably isn't the best situation for me to be in right now, and he'll just move away and rejoin with his team. Another Thunder God's Wrath comes out, scouting. So neither team really making that move. We are going to have our move. Here we go. Ball Lightning is going to come out from Kikoni. They will find a kill onto Goody, but it is just a Rubik. He does have buyback available, so I don't think that was exactly the opening that we needed to actually start a fight. And yeah, both teams just kind of backing away, going back to farming. We got the upgraded boots of travel coming out from the Leshrac.
Flares here.
What the? Oh wow, Wheel must have really thought that they were in there because we had a buyback come out from Goody.
Incoming.
Wheel gonna make their move for Roche here, but there's so many heroes on the side of Boreal so close. Thunder God's Wrath will come out. Ah, Jeppins will hook shot in, but he'll find the back of KVH, his teammate. So not able to get in there and place those cogs in that good position. Requiem flies. Sleazel dropping incredibly low, but Relic, the golden shadow fiend, just standing there as a turret throwing at a whole bunch of souls, dealing a ton of damage. He has brought down KVH, who will buy back into the game immediately. Sleazel, who went down, also buys back. Now Relic no longer golden gets frozen up, but that's not going to be enough to stop him, as he will eventually bring down Kikoni and now Pizza Dad as well. And that means Wheel's going to march onto the Roche pit and start bringing him down. They want not only the Aegis but the cheese, as they didn't lose a single, sorry, they did lose a single hero. They lost Sleazel in that fight, but he bought back immediately. We did lose a lot of heroes on the side of Boreal. In fact, we lost 4, 2 of them buying back. The Jug and the Clockwork. 4,800 gold goes the way of Wheel.
Incoming.
Question is, will they be able to push? Will they be able to get something done knowing that those buybacks are going to be on cooldown for Boreal? Now Relic uses those boots of travel to move up to the top lane, as they're really eager to bring down this tier 3, or at least do as much damage as they can before the respawns come out from Boreal. Another Ball Lightning TP.
Homing in.
As they're doing everything they can to deal a bunch of harass damage to these heroes on the side of Wheel.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Caesar will walk up onto the high ground, but the storm comes jumping on in. Thunder God's Wrath comes out. Ooh, Relic getting incredibly low, but the cheese heals him right back up to full. Jeppins will be our first hero to fall. Ike, Mike, and Goody are going to go down as well, though. This could be looking Boreal favored in this fight here, but oh, KVH on low HP. He's going to go down, and it's completely turned around as we're going to lose Kikoni. No buyback available for KVH. Kikoni can buy back, and indeed he will, so now he's left to defend with PQ. And will he be able to bring down Relic here? Looks like he will, yes, and he's going to go after Sleazel as well. And right as Sleazel was about to get the stun off, Kikoni was there with the sheep stick, or at least I believe it was his, yeah. PQ hasn't picked up a sheep stick since we last checked. So Boreal hold. They do lose their tier 3. It did cost them a few buybacks, but they do hold. This doesn't really show us the full fight. But Boreal not going quietly here. They're not throwing in the towel here in game 2. They're going to draw this out a little bit longer.
Zap!
You know what, it is very, very hard to come back from this, but I played a couple games of Dota before I started casting, and the last one I played, we were down 2 sets of racks, and things were not looking good for us. Everyone on the team was having a hell of a time, as I was just on the team with a bunch of great guys, but yeah, we were all enjoying ourselves, and we actually managed to come back from being down 2 racks, so 2 sets of racks. So definitely not out of the realm of possibility. Obviously, there's a little bit of a different level of coordination in this game as compared to one of the pubs, but still, it's one of those things that still is possible. And Boreal not throwing in the towel because they know it's possible. But iXMike trying to show them that they don't know what they're talking about, as he's going to come in, try to get a kill here, but no. It's costing his life. He didn't get a kill at all. Now they're going to lose Goody. Oh no, is Wheel thrown? They still won't have their Shadow Fiend out for another 10 seconds. And now if they lose Sleazel here, this is going to be absolutely devastating. Kikoni living life on the edge, getting incredibly low there, and they are going to lose Sleazel. The throws are real.
Where's the party?
Boreal sticking around long enough in this game, maybe frustrating their opponents here, as Wheel eventually makes that big mistake, and Boreal, will they be able to capitalize on? I don't know. Those heroes actually aren't dead for that long. Most of it is thanks to the number of Bloodstone charges that Goody had on that last track. If he was down for like 100 seconds, as his buyback was on cooldown, it would have been a long time. And yeah, that would have been not so good for them.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But unfortunately, because they've got those racks down, you know, PQ had to go back to defend. But Jeppins and KVH still managing to bring down this mid-tier 2. Pizza Dad kind of lying in wait behind, and Kikoni is also there as well. That's one of the positions that you really want to be in as a support when you want to. You don't want to be right in the middle of everything when the engage happens. You want to be a little bit further back, and obviously it changes depending on which support heroes you're playing. But you want to be able to react to the engage and kind of counter-engage. But Sleazel's going to get jumped on by Kikoni. Jeppins unfortunately hook shots into the back of Pizza Dad, but it's not going to matter. They're able to bring down Sleazel once again. He just respawned. Now they're going to try to go after Relic. Relic turns into that golden Shadow Fiend once again and marches away. He's down to 5 seconds on his BKB. A little bit of lag there. Hopefully that'll clear up. We got 5-second BKB on Kikoni. What about KVH? His is down to 6 seconds, so he has a 1 second longer BKB than most of the heroes here. Sand King's actually already down to 5 seconds as well. Wow. iXMike really been using that BKB on the Sand King, and rightfully so, right? If you spent all that gold on it, why not? And now will Boreal look to actually push up to the high ground? They got another 30 seconds before the Leshrac is going to be back up. Oh, this will be huge. If they were able to stop iXMike from jumping in, or even better, engage on him like that, maybe even get a kill, as Jeppins is going to jump on in. That's going to start everything off, but Relic pops that BKB one more time. KVH and iXMike have popped theirs as well. But now KVH is on the run. Relic still sitting at full HP when KVH goes down. And yeah, Boreal's not really going to have enough damage with their Juggernaut gone like that. Now they're on the run. PQ's going to TP away. There had already been the stun used from iXMike. And looks like everyone else on the side of Boreal will get away safely. But now it's Wheel's turn. They're going to try to push. There is a buyback available on the Juggernaut. Otherwise, he will respawn in 60 seconds. But if he is going to buy back a Wheel, or he does have buyback, Wheel wants to try and force it here. Creeps moving up onto the high ground in the mid lane, and that means backdoor protection is off, so they can just actually march up in the top lane. Jeppin's hook shots in. He will land 2 into the cogs. It's going to be Sleazel and Relic, the 2 most important targets. Relic gets pushed out of the cogs. Not sure how that happened, but Sleazel is going to be there, and there comes the Sand King. IX Mike with the epicenter. This is going to be it. Wheel taking this fight, as they're going to clean up PQ here in just a second. He's going to go down, and GG will get called, so Boreal will go down in game 2, which ties our series up at 1 game apiece. And this one is going to be going to a game 3 to determine which of these 2 teams will make it to our grand finals to play against the North American Rejects on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Like I said, we do have that 1 more game, and that's going to be coming up in just a few minutes. Loser finishes 3rd. It's not the worst thing in the world, but obviously both these teams would love to move to the grand finals. Had a shot at a larger chunk of that almost $12,000 prize pool for the Dota 2 Canada Cup. Once again, I'm Niz. Hopefully you were enjoying that cast. It was it turned into a little bit of a passive affair there, but eventually we got the action going. But hopefully we'll have a little bit more of an action-packed game for game 3. But yeah, it should be about, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes or so in between games. Not sure exactly how long they're going to need, but when it's ready, it'll be ready. And then we'll get set for game 3. Hopefully you'll stick with us. I'm going to throw it to music in the meantime. Once again, I'm Niz. Hit all those follow buttons on everything. It's all below the stream. You'll find it. Besides that, Dota2.ca to find out more about the Dota 2 Canada Cup. Thanks for watching.